Hi, I'm Ruble again. Hope everything is going well with you. Today we are going to crush procrastination. How to turn procrastination into execution. How do you do that? That's what we're going to talk about today. And one exciting thing that I'm going to share with you today is how to use procrastination as a tool to increase your productivity starting today. Yeah? Is it exciting? Okay, so if you're new to this channel, go ahead and click subscribe, ring the bell so that you could get these videos, so that you could grow your business, your life, your career to the next level. Procrastination. So what is the number one thing that you could do to increase procrastination? Before that, we need to understand what procrastination is. Essentially, the things that you don't want to do right now. Like the things that you don't want to do right now, you're like, oh, I don't want to do it right now. It's too painful for you. Right? And you just want to do something pleasurable. I just want to eat some sugar. I just want to play for some time, watch Netflix for some time, watch Amazon Prime for some time, right? That's the normal human being. The things that gives us pain, we don't want to do right now. We don't want to do the assignment. We would be okay with watching Manifest on Netflix, right? That's perfectly fine. Or whatever other show that you are into. So that is what is happening. The things that you don't want to do, you procrastinate. The things that you need to do, things that you don't want to do, you procrastinate. The things that you want to do in a sense that is pleasurable for you, that you actually do. That's what happens for most humans. Now, how do you manage this thing? And I'm going to tell you something interesting here. How about procrastination? And you're like, oh, this is fancy word. I'm not talking about a fancy word. But imagine this. What if you could procrastinate procrastination? So what does that mean? What it means is, today you are going to say, today is Friday. I'll procrastinate tomorrow. I'll procrastinate. I'll be very committed to procrastinating tomorrow. Right? Just today, I'm going to procrastination. What does that mean? What it means is, when you wake up in the morning, or when you are about to wake up, your mind is like, oh, I don't want to wake up right now. And you're like, you know what, just for today. Tomorrow we are going to sleep in. Definitely. That's what we're going to do. But today we are going to wake up. Just for today, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. or whatever time that you want to wake up. But tomorrow, it's going to be definite sleep in. Tomorrow, do the same thing. Tomorrow, it's like 4:55, the alarm rings, and you're about to turn it off and go back to sleep. You will be like, just for today, just for one more day, I am going to procrastination. And it might feel like, oh my gosh, this is like theoretical concept. No, it's not theoretical concept. Think about it. This is exactly how you procrastinate. Like if you have the habit of procrastinating, what do? You're like, are you going to say that, you know what, it's 4:55, the alarm rings. Are you going to be like, oh, for the next 1 week, I'm going to sleep in? Is that what you do? No. You would say, just for today, it's Thursday. Tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, I woke up early. Anyway, tomorrow is Friday. The week is about to finish. Just for today, I'm going to sleep. That's what you do. You do the exact opposite on you. So at that point, you can turn procrastination into execution. How? By postponing your postponement for tomorrow. Does that make sense to you? And you'll be like, oh, still it's conceptual for me. I get it. But think about it. If you're really good at tennis, can you play tennis? Yes. If you're really good at soccer, most of the world call football, then can you play soccer anytime you want? You're like, okay, somebody asks you to kick a ball, you could kick a ball into a goal post. Yes. If you're really good at hockey, you could play hockey. If you're really good at procrastinating, can you procrastinate your procrastination for 1 day? Just 1 day? Yeah? Starting with 1 day? Yes, you can. And this is based on like advanced neurological study. If you are really good at something, then you could use that in your advantage. Today, procrastination is using you and taking advantage of you, but tomorrow you could be the person who's taking advantage of your habit, your skill of procrastination. I'm going to talk about, in 2 more minutes, I'm going to talk about how to use procrastination as a tool in this modern world, because that has become an important thing for us right now. right? So now let's talk about the next most important thing. So what we said so far is you need to learn to procrastination. So whatever you're doing, whatever you don't want to do, you'll be like, I just want to do it one day, just today, like 9 to 11 or 9 to 9:30, just one day. I'll do it for one day. From tomorrow, I'm going to procrastinate. I am so committed to procrastinating starting tomorrow, but just for today, I just want to do it today and turn procrastination into execution. Make sense? Okay, good. So let's get into the second one. Second thing is focus on the 1% thing. So what does that mean? What it means is there are so many things that you could be doing at any time. And you already most probably know what an 80-20 principle is. Essentially, 80% of your result is coming from 20% of your actions. So your 20% of your actions is deciding 80% of your results. So if that is true, then, and basically this came from Wilfred Pareto, who basically did a research on economics and so many other things, and he found out that 80% of his tomatoes came from 20% of plants. That's where it all started, right? And then all of a sudden, he started noticing that in the world, 80% of the land was owned, Italy at the time, by the landlords who were 20% of the crowd, right? So same is true for so many things. And you already know that probably. If you don't know, just letting you know. And if you know 80-20 already, let's go one more level deep. 80% of the result is from 20% actions. If that's the case, 20% of the 20%, which is 4% of the actions, could give you 80% of the 80%, which is 64% of the results. So 4% of the actions could give you 64% of the results. If you take one more level down, 1% of the action that you're doing, if you're not into math and those kind of boring stuff, don't worry about it. 1% of the action will give you almost 50% of the results, which is 80% of the 80% of the 80%. So in other words, 80% of the 80% is 64, 80% of the 64 is around 50%. So 1% of the things that you're doing right now could give you 50% of the results, 50 times results essentially, or more. So what does that mean to you? It means that if you focus on those things, that could get you to the next level. So now you're like, oh my gosh, I read a book called Eat the Frog by Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy was asking me to eat the frog as soon as I start working. It's going to be disgusting to eat the frog. I love Brian Tracy, but at the same time, it's disgusting to eat the frog. So what does that mean? It means that don't look for the ugly task. I mean, if that's what he's trying to imply, he is probably trying to communicate that focus on the most important thing. Not just eat the frog to turn procrastination into execution, because eating the frog is going to be disgusting. You'll be throwing up throughout the day. That's not the idea. So why am I saying that? Why I'm saying that is the idea is not to find the most difficult task and do it. That's not the idea. That is not the idea. If that's what we understand, we completely miss the point. The idea is for us to work on the most important thing, the 1%, whether it is easy or difficult, doesn't matter. Whether it is frog or fried chicken, doesn't matter. What matters is you work on the most important thing, the thing that could give you 50 times to 100 times or sometimes thousands of times results from your action. Does that make sense? Now let's get into the final conclusion point of this, which is how could you use procrastination as a tool to grow your business to the next level? How could you do that? How could you do that? How could you convert procrastination as a tool to execution? How do you do that? Now let's get into that. So here's the thing. One, we have way too many things to do today. Like 50 years ago, we had like 3 things to do per day. But today we have like 75 things to do per day. And then you're getting like, everybody is getting like 200 to 500 emails per day. And then everyone is getting like so much text messages, Facebook messages, Facebook alerts, YouTube alert and other kind of stuff and social media and everything else, the Robinhood, and there are so many places you're getting alerts and messages, right? So which means that you, since you're listening to this video, I'm assuming that you're really good at procrastination, yes? So what does that mean? It means that you could use procrastination as a tool to increase your productivity. How do you do that? By consciously procrastinating. Consciously procrastinating procrastinating the things you don't want to be doing. So what does that mean? It means that every time you get an email, every time you get a message, every time you get a text message or a phone call or so on and so forth, your mind is starting to think that you need to do something about it. Oh, I need to do something about it. Oh, I need to do something about it. I need to do something about it. You consciously decide, no, I'm not going to take action on it. No, not going to take action on it. No, I'm going to postpone this. No, I'm going to postpone this. Oh, no, I'm not going to look into Facebook now. No, I'm not going to look at the Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever at this time. So by consciously procrastinating, your mind is like, oh, I'm procrastinating already. It's feeling good because you have learned this fascinating skill, how to do this thing. You want to be using it. So your mind feels good that you're procrastinating some other things. And then everything other than the most important thing, you procrastinate. So imagine you are procrastinating 80 to 90% of the things you're procrastinating. You take the 10% of the thing or even 1% of the thing and work only on that and turn procrastination into execution. Does that make sense to you? Isn't that fascinating? Like if you are able to use procrastination as a tool, so now the reality everybody is saying, like Brian Tracy and so many other people, like Eat the Frog and like Tony Robbins, and everybody is saying, oh, let's not procrastinate. Let's be motivated. Let's do this thing. Let's go to that thing. Gary Vee saying, let's do it right now. And say some swear words with that. That's not the idea. The idea is not to be stupid and do dumb things all the time. The idea is to find that 1%, work only on that, procrastinate everything else. So what are the 3 things we learned today? 1, procrastination. How do you do that? You do that by saying that today I'm going to procrastination. How do you do that? When you wake up at 4:55, the alarm rings, you'll be like, I just want to wake up today. Tomorrow I'm going to procrastinate. Like when you're about to start working, 8:30, you want to go on YouTube and watch YouTube, you'll be like, today I'm going to do my work for 2 hours. Tomorrow I'll be watching YouTube. I'll be procrastinating this stuff tomorrow. It's time for you to talk to your wife, your husband. You just want to watch TV. And you'll be like, today I'm going to connect with my wife, my husband, my friend, my daughter, my son. Tomorrow I'm going to procrastinate. And repeat that process to procrastination. That's number 1. Number 2 is only work on the 1% that is really important for you. Only work on the 1%. You already know what the 1% is, but you could just start thinking deeper and deeper about this to understand deeply about what's the 1% and how could I work on it, and work only on that. It doesn't need to be the frog. It could be the chicken tikka masala, or it could be pasta, or whatever it is, the favorite thing for you. It doesn't have to be the frog, because if you eat the frog, you're going to choke, you're going to choke, and you're going to be throwing up the whole day. That's not the idea. If you're not understanding what I'm referring to, one of the concepts by Brian Tracy is essentially, if you have the ugliest, the worst, bad, the most difficult task of the day, do that in the beginning of the day so that everything else feels good. That was the concept. The flaw with the concept is, if you are looking for the ugly, you're going to find the ugly task, the most difficult task. It doesn't mean, just because it's ugly, doesn't mean that that's the most important thing that you need to be doing at the time. So fine, be intelligent about it, right? I love the metaphor. I love Brian Tracy, like I said, but the point is, in order for you to turn procrastination into execution, what you need to do is understand what is the 1%. Sometimes it could be the difficult task, but sometimes it could be the easy thing to do. And the final thing is, use procrastination as a tool. How do you use procrastination as a tool? By looking at the unimportant. Everything that is unimportant, just learn to ignore that completely. Learn to ignore that completely. Live in a different world altogether, where you're focused only on this 1%. You're focused on these fascinating things that could take you to the next level. If you're a business, taking your business to the next level. Creating money right now, creating money in the future. The things that generate revenue right now, things that generate revenue for future. That is exactly what you're going to focus on. And once you're able to do that, you have a successful business, successful career, so that you could move to the next level. So that is what I want to share with you about procrastination. If you love this video, share it with other people, click the like button, smash it, and then write some comment for YouTube algorithm and ring the bell so that you could get videos like this, so that you could get the strategic things rather than everybody is saying the same thing. If you look at all these videos about procrastination or self-development or self-help, whatever, everybody is saying the same thing. You want to hear something new, come here, subscribe here. You will be able to get the unique ideas that we are sharing with the world in 14 different countries through our accelerator programs and everything else. Look forward to talking with you next time. Ruble Chandy signing off.